Hi, this is the What Did You Say podcast, and we've got some spicy conversations in for you today. My name is May.
Hey guys, I'm LAVI.
And I'm Gaushi.
Guys, so we're going to start this podcast off with a segment called Hot Takes Call. So to let you girls know how this goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you fast cut statements, and you guys are going to come back to me and say, you know, whether you agree and object and why.
Okay, let's go through each of the statements. First one, people love the idea of commitment but hate the reality of effort.
Yeah. What do you? Yeah.
We actually agreed. We agreed.
Okay.
I don't think we all agree on everything, but
Yeah, this is surprising. This is good so far.
Okay.
what made you choose that?
Me, well, I just think that a lot of people, you know, they think that relationships in the films are like quite straightforward. But then when it's in real life and you realize every single day you have to be there, you have to call them, you have to do, it's tedious.
It's tedious.
Yeah.
You do.
It's likewise, you know, there's a lot of effort that goes into a relationship, and you think like, actually, it's a project in itself. Like, you know, you have to maintain another person, like see how they're feeling, and it's just a lot of effort that you need to put in.
For me, I think it's, you know, the honeymoon phase that everyone talks about. And you know, for that, you put in all this extra effort, you're like so elaborate. But then when it comes into past the honeymoon phase, some people go from 100 down to 0, or probably into the negatives. And then that's when they realize there's an effort imbalance, right? No one actually stays normal.
When you finally meet a green flag but you realize you're the red flag.
I feel a bit, you know, attacked personally right now. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, you know what? I need to have some dignity here, bro. Yeah, I agree, because I'm saying that from personal experience as well. So, yeah.
This is from our personal experiences.
Yeah.
Obviously, like some people might, you know, have a good experience, and there might be just a green flag all along. But
No, I can't say the same about me, guys, and I'm sure some of you know. But like, no, and I think you only realize you're a red flag when you do meet that green flag, right? When you see someone perfect, you're like, no, I need to mess this up. It's not fair on them.
Yeah.
So no, I agree. I'm glad we all agree.
Self-sabotage.
so far so good.
Yeah.
You know, this is the first time we've actually, you know,
We don't actually agree on everything. So.
People are not willing to suffer in unhealthy relationships anymore.
what are we writing? Okay.
Object.
Can you agree and object? I don't know. I'm saying both only because I agree. No one wants to be in an unhealthy relationship, but I'm objecting because people do rather stay in an unhealthy relationship than rather go for something new.
But then the problem is, like, at some point you need to also be able to compromise as well. So I see where you're coming from, in the sense that, you know, like, not all relationships will always be 100% healthy all the time.
Exactly.
Like, we're always going to have those, you know, little differences. We're different human beings at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Also, some people just love the toxic energy. That's just why. They can't make their mind up. They always believe the grass is greener on the other side.
Oh dear. Oh.
We're all different.
I've said agree and object because I feel like I'm very old school. So like I believe in the idea of love and, like, you know, committing, and there's no like grass is greener on the other side. If it's your person, it's your person. But at the same time, I feel like in this day and age it's quite different. So
Mine was agree though. Because I think in the world that we are, there's so many options. Like, it's in everything, like dating apps.
No, I said object because of my age bracket, obviously. Because growing up, I didn't have that thing of, oh my God, there's a dating app. I get to choose someone who's in the room, and I never had to think about beyond the room or beyond this area. It was always about who was there in front of you. So it was easier to pick. And not having many options also mean it's easier to pick and settle.
but then how did you meet your partner again?
Yeah, there's that as well. Which is why I was like, I'm objecting because I never think grass is greener on the other side once you've been with someone. But I do get that this generation is always like, hey, I like you, but let me test out more. So
Wrong person, right time. Right person, wrong time.
So I've written, guys, object and agree.
Oh, okay.
Because I believe in one part of it and not the other one. So I do believe in right person, wrong timing. Wrong timing being that I'm not in the right position in life to accept a partner, but I know that partner is the best for me, but I'm not in the right mindset, meaning I can't pull them
That
into
means
my
you're not the
luggage.
right person.
I'm not the right person for them, yeah. For me, I'm like, I need to heal. I've got a lot of things to do, so I'm like, come back.
Yeah.
I'll get later, please. But I object to the fact where it's wrong person, right timing. Because how can you, like, for me, that doesn't make sense. But having the wrong person at the right time, doesn't matter what time it is, the wrong person, bye-bye.
Yeah, wrong person is always wrong person.
But then surely if it is the right person, like it would always be the right time.
That's so true.
Like irrespective, what's meant for you is meant for you, right? Like whatever happens, like fair enough, they just might be your experience for the time being. So that's why I object.
If tomorrow isn't promised, then how can you promise commitment?
What the?
Wait, repeat that again?
If tomorrow isn't promised, then how can you promise commitment?
That's a given. Like I'm gonna object straight away because like you're making goals for your career, like you're making your health goals, you're making every other goals in life. So surely commitment should be part of it. I mean, some people might not even want commitment though. So like it depends on who you are. But again, I'm speaking from my experience. Like I want commitment.
Yeah, no, we all objected to this, which is amazing. I'm glad.
Because, I mean, I don't get it. Because if something happens to you tomorrow, you would want to commit. We said this.
We said this because we'd rather leave this place or world or whatnot with loved ones around us. What, do you want to go away alone, like with no one around you because you never committed to anyone?
Yeah.
You're not going to have a real person
I don't
around
think
you.
your casual situationships will be there.
That is dedication.
I mean, you could.
Okay, cool. That's good. I like that, guys. That's our segment over. Think we've warmed up?
Yeah, pretty much. But we still don't know what the topic is.
So what is today all about? Well, today's question is, why does everyone struggle with commitment?
Why does everyone struggle with commitment today, huh?
So much to say.
So let me set the scene. I'm going to give you guys a couple of questions and you tell me what you think. So the first question is, what does commitment mean to you personally?
For me, commitment is like unconditional love. Like whatever happens, you're still by that person. Now, commitment for everyone looks quite different to one another. Like it could mean marriage, it could mean like living together relationship or whatever it could mean to you. But for me, it's unconditional love. Like you love that person irrespective of whatever happens. And you'll always keep choosing them.
Like, that's actually so sweet. I didn't even think of that. No, for me, I was going to say it's over two emotions, which is respect and trust.
Oh, yeah.
And specifically putting it in that order. The reason why I said respect and then trust, doesn't matter how much you love someone, if that ideology of respect is not there, because if that respect goes away, I think everything goes away. Before love, I think respect is so important.
I would have thought it would have been the other way, like trust over respect, you
But
know?
I would have said, the way I see it is, if you respect someone, you would never lose their trust. I feel like some people say you have to trust someone to start respecting them. But the way I treat people is I respect them first, and then because I respect them, I then start trusting them.
That's so weird because like I would have naturally thought like respect is a given.
It's a given.
Yeah.
It's a given. So I don't even like think of like, I always think trust is higher.
It's meant to be a given. Is it a given?
But then like if there's someone that's like done something where you're just like, I just don't respect your behavior, would you trust them?
That's
No.
when it starts weaning off.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you see that behavior, you're like, that's just made me lose respect for you as a
Yeah.
person.
True.
Then how would I go to you in the future and trust to be in a relationship with you?
Yeah. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Yeah.
I think for me it's depth, and it's like showing up consistently. Because when you like, I will know that you are committed to the gym or to your job is because you show up and do it. And like you put in effort, and that's why you get better. And it works in every aspect of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's quite weird. Like we have different ideas of commitment.
Yeah, but they all make sense.
Yeah, it does
I love
make
it.
sense.
What comes to mind emotionally when you start thinking of committing to someone? So a few words here.
Wow, emotionally.
How do I?
Mine's
Emotionally unavailable object.
That's a good one. So, because you said emotionally, mine's going to be very different to you guys. So when I think about committing to someone, the first emotion that runs through me is fear.
Ah,
Yeah.
therapy starts Monday.
This is when you know I need therapy. For me, it's fear, but I think it's because committing to someone is such a big thing to do. You're giving so much of yourself that you fear that am I giving it to the right person, and is my trust and respect going to be kept very nice
Like
and safe?
sacred,
Yeah,
like, you know, like looked up like a little baby.
Little baby cradled out. Someone could just be like, "Poof."
Yeah, hugged to it.
So that's why I would say my first emotion would be fear, and depending on how the person is, that fear could grow into something nicer.
I think it's all about, you know, opening your heart, allowing people to come in and, you know, hope to receive that back.
For me, it's someone that makes space. Like, isn't they don't judge you. Like, you're able to express your emotion. And like, you know, when they just listen, I think it's listening. Like someone who's just perceptive.
Yeah.
I don't know what, I can't categorize it as, I can't think of an emotion.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to say it, but it's just someone who's, I guess, gentle when you're expressing like just your emotion. Because when you're vulnerable like that, you want someone that's gentle. You don't want someone that's like gonna shove you to the corner and say, think about your behaviour.
Can you imagine? Well, hopefully you guys don't imagine. But right.
Okay, what makes commitment feel heavier and more complicated today than it does in the previous generations?
So technology, can we just,
Oh my God.
don't you think? Like now we've got like everything at our fingertips, and maybe like back in the day there wasn't as many options, and ADHD is a real thing. So I just feel like nowadays it's just like you're exposed to more of a world, and you kind of know that the grass may be greener on the other side. Comparing it to like our generations before, like it's so different. Like our parents, the idea of divorce would never be in their head, but now it's like
Sometimes it's too easy.
it's too easy.
I was thinking like it's more the financial aspect. Like when you commit, like when I think of it, it's like a big decision. It's your whole, like, let's say commitment and like you're gonna get to marriage, kids. Like in the generation we are at, our generation just wants to spend money and have fun. Like we're not thinking of saving. And so the idea of like committing to someone and like saving up and doing all of that, and then it's a lot. It's a lot because you have to have so much trust. Like this person's not gonna crack under pressure. This person's not gonna like leave me on the streets.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like a huge fear because like imagine like our parents are just like immigrant. We're kids of immigrants, so we're gonna think like our parents have already built up the foundations. Do we want to like take those foundations down and go back to, you know, level zero again? And I think that's my biggest fear.
Wow. No, because when you mentioned about technology, I'm with Kaushi on this. Like for me, I'm not gonna lie. For me, technology went as far as MSN Messenger. I don't think that's
Well, I was still there. I'm just behind you.
Snap is now apparently like
The new MSN.
well,
that's
it's now considered old.
So what do people?
Snapchat's old.
Yeah.
So what do people? I had to delete Snapchat because it's just it's just not for me.
storage space. I had to delete
Maybe I've
Snapchat.
moved into a like age category now. Age category, age bracket. Yeah. Snap is not the thing. Maybe it's Insta.
It's crazy because for me, because all I had was MSN Messenger. I remember back in the day when I met someone, I met them for who they are, their personality, and that's what I saw them for.
Yeah.
Whereas now, people, like, if they're on, like, I don't know, dating apps, if they're on social media, they look at how tall they are, how they look, like how they with makeup, without makeup, or they get to know about who they are through just texting. And I'm sorry, anyone can type anyway. You don't get to know people for their emotions. So...
And maybe it's also another thing, like May mentioned earlier, like, you know, how our parents were like very focused on setting the foundations for us.
Yeah.
Maybe they were just too busy to be occupied by surviving as opposed to like looking for like other alternatives. Whereas now we've got a foundation that's been built for us. For now we're like, I've got best free time. Maybe it's that too, like people have a bit more disposable time.
That's a good one. I wouldn't have thought of that, but it's a good one to think about.
How do you think the culture shift of self-focus has influenced our willingness to invest emotionally in someone?
Oh, okay.
The whole, I'm not gonna lie, I get it. There is a culture shift.
I think the cost of living has definitely gone up, but the wages are not there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not been in proportion. I think it's like, you know, cost of living has gone up by 15% or whatnot. But at the same time, like, you know, our wages have increased by 5%. So like, we require 2 people in a household to earn. Means that we're all like focused on our goals, ourselves, as opposed to like back in the day, like my mom was a housewife. So as for her was a family.
What you said just shocked me, because when I thought about self-focus and being influenced, I'm thinking about, I don't want to commit to someone, I'm not in a relationship, I'm living on my own. But you're talking about the fact that even as a couple, you're still self-focused.
Yeah. Because
that's how you survive.
Yeah, that's how you survive. So like, yeah, like there has been a shift, and I feel like influencers nowadays like have a certain level of impact on us, and like, so you're aspiring to be like, you know, more independent. I felt like back in the day, like our sort of the masculine and feminine had more like segregated roles, but now it's all merged all into one.
Absolutely. And I think especially for women, it's like, how do we still push, like, how do we still rethink of our roles? Like, we need to realize that, okay, there's more to us than just being that wife, being that partner.
100%, because like you said, for our parents, when they didn't have the role of doing another job to financially support their family, like a mum can be a mum and she can be a wife, like she's in the home, she's doing that. Like, I'm married right now, as you both know, I'm not a mum yet, but as a wife at home, it is so true, because I have my own business and I'm so focused on myself. I know if I had that business taken away, I would be more emotionally available for my husband. I'm sure I'd keep him well.
But do you think that your business grounds you as well?
For me, yes. I do think having that side of me makes me feel like, okay, I'm doing something for myself and I'm not codependent. That's something I didn't want. So the whole self-focused influence thing has influenced me, because I'm trying to be me, but also in a relationship, and that balance is hard sometimes.
And you don't want to be jealous of your partner who's achieving all the things that traditionally was
Oh my God, can we just clap to that, please?
No. You know how many partners are in a stable relationship, but the moment they see their other partner in a spotlight,
They can't hack it.
They can't hack it.
But I just feel like no one wants you to do better than
themselves.
So you can do as well, but not higher than them. But then like that's why it's so important to find the right partner who supports your goals and everything, because sometimes it just doesn't align, and you're like,
well, you need to commit to someone who's happy to let you be in the spotlight and clap and cheer for you from the shadows.
What are the fears or insecurities that come up when you think of being fully seen and vulnerable in a relationship?
I would sometimes find it difficult to trust. I feel like I'm exposing myself to the world. I know, I'm just so like constricted. I mean, like, I just feel like, what was the question again? I feel like there's a lot of fear involved in committing now, because I'm so happy with my own personal space, and like the systems that are built to make sure that I'm happy, and to let another human being interrupt that peace is like that's my peace.
Either they could bring you more peace, or they could completely destroy it.
And it costs way too much to disrupt that peace.
Exactly. Oh wow. Yeah. No, for me, more than the peace I've built up around me, I think for me it's an internal issue. So like, for me, I'm not worried about someone coming in and ruining my peace. I feel like if someone comes in and they're ruining it, okay, back out again, bye-bye. You're done. I'm not letting you in anymore. But for me, it's the insecurities I get about fully being seen is you get to see me not just at the surface level, but at the deeper level. And everyone who sees me online, they see me as this personality who's always like, I don't know, modeling, wearing makeup, she's doing this, she's doing that, she's going on holiday, she's happy. But no one sees the work I've put in behind the smile. And there's a lot of damage, there's a lot of things I have to go through, and it's not, you know, it's not unknown for the world that I've gone through a lot. So for me to be fully seen by someone, they have to see the ugly side as well as the nice side. That's what I always fear about. Someone still staying with you after seeing the ugly side.
I think my worry is like, okay, they've seen like a few of my, like just a bit of me and the raw part of me, but it's like, I will self-sabotage sometimes, because I'm like, what if like I get even more ugly? Like if there's like a really like life throws so many things in your way, and you can't help it sometimes. Like when life throws something your way, it can make you feel like seem very ugly to other people. And then you're just sitting there thinking, can they take this version of me? But I think when you think of that, you should think like, you know, you have morals that will take you back to the grounding level where you'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna go apologize to this person, I'm gonna do right. But you just have to know that like even when you are at your worst, that there is like, I don't know how to say it, but
you've got that core self that you would always go back to.
Yeah, you're gonna have like really bad parts of you shown to other people, but it's how you rectify it in the future, right?
And I think that it just ties up to everything what I said, like, you know, unconditionally being able to like love someone and receive that love as well. Like you said, like we're all broken, like everyone needs therapy, so go therapy. Don't cry, LAVI. It's the first episode.
She came to me. I love
it. If you
it.
can't afford therapy, just watch our podcast.
I think it's like being able to like accept each other for who you are, and you know, committing to each other even when it's like really, really ugly. Like I think that's all it is, you know, commit to someone and make it work.
But just as like a statement, if someone's doing it repeatedly and it's abusive, okay, that girls don't commit to that.
And guys, because it could be the other way around.
And guys.
and they, them, because we want to be inclusive.
Yeah, whoever they are, he is, she is, if it's happening again and again and there's no accountability taken, then that's a no-go. No.
How does practical realities like financial responsibilities or building a shared future impact the way you experience commitment?
Oh, huge, because everyone could be at a different stage in life, you know, like one person could be like very financially off because they're second gen and you're like first gen. So like everyone has like different financial burdens and sometimes it doesn't align, and alignment is everything, right? Like, so like that could affect where you are in terms of commitment.
This is so weird because the younger me, we're talking about a decade ago, I would sit there and be like, and I have done it, which is like, I don't care about your job, I don't care about how much you earn, we'll do this together. But actually you need a certain level of financial responsibility when you do commit. So I've always been like, no, it's okay, it doesn't matter how much he earns.
There's even a fact that kind of like backs that up. I think I saw it in the news where they said they're finding that couples now are marrying in like similar class systems. Because it's it's hard for you to marry someone or be with someone who's not like,
on the same
different goals. Like, could you deal with someone who's like super rich and wealthy and has money to spend and flaunt, and then you're there struggling? Like, of course they might pay for you sometimes, but then the question is like, how does that make you feel inside? Does that make you feel like you owe someone something? And that becomes like a problem. Like whether you buy a house, like everything you commit to in life, it's gonna feel like that.
But then like I could ask the same question back, like if you are like on different like financial like that's just one aspect of it, but if you are quite different to one another, then why are you going there in terms of dating as well? Because you're compromising your goals and your values and your morals for that specific commitment, so why would you put yourself through that?
I think the reason we do that is because we see it as interesting. We see it as like, oh, that's someone that's different. In the moment, you don't think about it. You just think, let me just see where it goes. But you know, like deep down, there's sometimes that
unknown.
Yeah, maybe. But I think like now, I would just like make sure like I do the due diligence checks, like see if our morals and values align. Because there's certain wants and needs that I have as a person, and obviously everyone has as a person, that I would want fulfilled in this birth. And like I'm not trying to be reborn again. I'm not reincarnating again.
Financially it was different. So back then I didn't believe financially it should be the same. Now I do think it should be the same. But me and my partner right now, when we first met, we weren't financially the same actually. But what was the same is the way we saw finances. Like what we use our finances for. That was in common. So I do tell people, I'm not telling you if you earn 50k, only go for someone 50k, don't go for someone for 30k. That's not what we're doing. But what we mean is, no matter how much you earn, people have different type of drive. Like we can have someone who's super rich and has no drive to earn more, but someone who's earning less would have all the drive, and then 10 years later they'd be earning triple amount. So it's your morals and values and goals.
And that's very true, because like maybe the person who's a bit more wealthy wants to just have more hobbies.
Absolutely.
And it's like, maybe I don't need to earn money from my hobbies. Whereas the other person who's working really hard, they might be like, no, but I don't even have the time for that. Like, I don't have time to go with you to this restaurant and spend money like that because there's a goal I'm looking. And I think everyone should have those goals. Like, obviously things like kids, houses, they all require savings, but you have to think about the fact that some people have more privilege than others. Like,
that's so valid, because like the one way I see it is like, I always question it, you know, like the other person, like what they are doing on a Friday night. Like, would I be doing the exact same things on a Friday night? Or like, you know, that's one way that you can analyze those situations. But it's so true. Like, you need to see if their habits and your habits
you
could.
You actually do that?
What?
Like, check what someone does on this.
Yeah, because there's some men that drink every single Friday, and you're like, excuse me, no. Like,
wow. I would personally be like, no, that's not my vibe. You know, like, maybe I want to see someone that's, you know, doing something that's more fulfilling.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm way too busy for me to like have like loads of spare free time, and if all that person is doing is having spare free time, that's a problem for me. Because I need to have someone who's on like the same level of busy, so I can be like, all right, safe.
Yeah.
I'm out.
It's also like when you're in your relationship, you don't want to be like the person that's so busy and he's like, well,
you're not looking after me.
Yeah, no.
You know?
I get that. Because as someone who works 7 days a week, I don't know what my Friday night versus Saturday night is. They're all the same.
But I am going to say this last point to you guys, which is if commitment makes you, like, if commitment starts to feel so scary that you have to really shrink yourself, then there's a problem.
This segment is called Receipts and Confessions. What we'll be doing is sharing your stories that you gave us anonymously and rate them 1 to 5 on the TR meter. Let's go.
Okay, I'm first. I think I'm scared of commitment because I never actually saw it growing up, okay? One parent ran away from their responsibilities and the other became narcissistic. Ooh. Love didn't seem safe and it looked unstable. So when things are getting serious, I don't feel excited, I feel anxious. Because the commitment to me is always meant someone eventually leaving.
Okay, so what are your T meters, guys?
Yeah, what are my T meters?
So, May?
Oh, clearly I have no heart.
Well, so Kaushi, you had?
I have a 2. Now, yeah, I have a 2.
So you put a 3 and a 4.
This actually, like, I just feel things in my chest as I'm reading. With families, right, I've seen a lot of kids grow up with really happy families. Like, I've been with certain people that have been like, they said, oh, because of this happened in my life, I can't commit, I can't do this. And it's so hard to see that as the factor of why they can't be the person they need to be.
Yeah.
Like, it's still holding them up, like back, not up, but back, yeah. And that like really upsets
you. Oh, well, I said a 3, and the reason why it's a 3 on the T meter is because it is quite sad, because, you know, I feel like the way you grow up in your home, like, you know, some people say, oh, this person feels like home. But if your home was a toxic place and you're saying your partner feels like home, that's probably a red flag right there. So I understand when people don't use the phrase, it feels like home. But then what I've also realized growing up is a lot of families go through this, guys. This is not a one-off. And that's why I rated it only a 3, because I'm like, this happens a lot more than you think.
Yeah, I think it's also because in like South Asian minority communities, like, because like most of us, like especially Sri Lankan Tamils, we have fled the war, and that has a lot of trauma within our genetics. Like, so all of that is like quite commonly seen in our community. So maybe that's why I've placed a 2, because it's so common. So common.
And you know, like as kids, when we look up to adults, we see them as like the people that set the example. And then when you become an adult yourself, you realize, oh shit, like we have problems, like as adults. And now I see, oh, like parents can have problems as well.
100%.
You know, like, it's that realization that like it's how you cope with it and how you manage with it. And like some families, they're not taught it, and they don't have. I think they don't have the time to unpack it. If they unpack it, it would take years.
Yeah.
And they don't have that ability. They're still in the survival mindset, like work, you know, earn, provide for the kids, And some are like too scared to provide for the kids. They're like, I'd rather run off and, you know, drink my troubles away.
Yeah.
That's just the reality.
Damn.
That was the first one. That felt like a soft launch.
Right, I'm curious to know the next one. So the title for this one is Everything But Me.
Okay, interesting.
Okay.
What does that mean? What does that look like?
So, here we go. I was with my ex for 4 years. Our families knew. There were talks of engagement, but for him, the relationship was mainly physical.
Oh, okay.
If I tried to have deeper conversations, he'd belittle me. What? Okay. If I said no to intimacy, he'd turn cold or give me the silent treatment. I remember crying and saying I didn't want to do anything, and it still didn't stop. He'd say, it's the least you could do.
You what, mate?
It's the least you could do, or threaten to look elsewhere. He cheated anyway. I stayed
Thank
longer
God
than
for that. Honestly.
I stayed longer than I should have, partly because our families were involved and I was scared of the shame. Oh, shame!
Shame.
What did I just say? Oh,
Yeah.
mental.
I think I'm gonna cry at this one. Like the way it's being said, it's just.
Actually, I'm gonna change mine. Okay, ready?
Oh my God,
Do you know what I mean?
I don't know what to choose, guys. Okay, so we're gonna turn it around. Oh, we've got decimals, I'm glad.
Oh, okay.
I've got a 3.5, slightly higher than the last one. Again, on the fact that as a woman, just hearing what she had to go through and like the consent, and because it, you know, involved being physical, and intimacy is a very private thing in, you know, a relationship. So to hear this is how she was dismissed, it gets to me. But again, I'm talking from experience, this happens to a lot of girls. So I'm like, it's way too common. So on the T meter, it's not that high.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually went for 3, bang in the middle, just because of the same reasons, you know. Like if someone is saying to you no, it means no. Okay, you don't go further than that, and you don't pressurize them into, you know, doing whatever said things that you want. Like intimacy is a very sacred thing, and it should only be shared with consent.
No, but that goes for anyone. It doesn't matter if you're a boyfriend, it doesn't matter if you're a fiance, it doesn't matter if it's your husband, like, or wife, or whoever it is.
Yeah.
A no is a no at any stage in the relationship.
Just because you're married doesn't mean you guys do whatever you want. You still have someone else's feelings, emotions, and like when there's consent involved, you feel that you should be, as a partner, feel happier. Like you should be like, I feel loved, I feel seen, I feel like taken care of. The reason I put 4.8 is because I think about this from like a really young girl's perspective. Like she could, like some people, this could be like their first relationship, and like they might be thinking of engagement. Like in South Asian families, they try to push you to get engaged and everything really young because you found someone. They don't want you to like go and get distracted. They want this idea that you can only date one person.
Too much pressure on dating and, you know, relationships in the South Asian community.
When you're a young girl and you're hearing this, it's hard. Like imagine, you know, you grow up with this idea of like, okay, this is what love looks like. And then to see your first relationship, like, and to have like the family shame, like that's really heavy to hold. Like, it's like your decision could affect how your whole family is. And that's really like, I don't like that, especially when it comes to things like caste and all of that. Like people will say things like, oh, but like I have to be with them because we match in caste. Or like, you know, there's certain kind of,
this is really big in our community.
Yeah,
Shame is probably the top reason why we get into the issues or traumas we have.
Yeah.
Because we'd rather go for the trauma than shame our community.
Yeah.
And I don't think we should, you know, I think one thing I would say for aunties, uncles is that like you can sit there and judge another kid who's, you know, from another family and, you know, her kid's doing this and, you know, now they've broken off this. But when it happens to your kid, then you will realize, and you'll realize that I shouldn't have shamed that kid from that family. Like I shouldn't have thought in that way.
I think quite simply put, like everyone should just focus on their own universe. Like, just forget it, okay? The other person's kid is not your problem. Like, it is not your problem.
There's another thing, which is if you know that, like, if you're an auntie and uncle, and you know that your, you know, kid has bad qualities and you know, you should be correcting them.
Yeah.
You should fix them accountable.
I'm speaking from my own perspective. If, for instance, someone is like, not doing right by themselves, like forget anyone else, like doing right by themselves, like, and I know them on a personal level, I'll make it my business to let them know that, listen, like you could have done this better, XYZ. And I feel like people need to take out accountability to make this world a better place, to letting people run their own karma and like not interfering in it actually affects your own karma.
Say the whole thing of like that's their karma, it's on you as a person. If you're the mother, if you're a sibling, like correct it, like hold them accountable. Even if you have to argue and break off that relationship, like you don't want their behaviors to then become your behaviors.
Absolutely. The title for this one is 5 years, a wedding and a betrayal. I know someone who gave a man 5 years and even funded most of their wedding that he wanted because he wasn't able to afford. 4 months before the big day, he was picking fights and emotionally draining her. Then she found out he'd been cheating. The deposits were non-refundable. His family didn't pay her back. 5 years and she paid for her own betrayal. Oh my God.
No, you know what it is? She paid for her own betrayal. You know what? Oh my God.
I don't want to laugh, but I said that laugh.
I know, I don't mean to laugh. I mean, emotions are hard enough. Imagine having to financially
I
fund
think this goes back. This is like such a really like. This goes back to our point when we're talking about class and financial stability.
Yeah. This is why I know your partners.
I don't mean to make this a men and women's issue, but you know the men that are like, oh, women don't pay. This woman was paying. She was paying for the wedding.
You know what? She's paid for a wedding that the guy wanted. It's not even like she's paid for a
Sorry guys. Again, we have to say that obviously we're just reacting to this in a raw format. We respect whatever this person's gone through.
Yeah. So whoever sent us a story, please don't be hurt.
Yeah.
But
we're with you. We're with you. Like honestly, you were done wrong. You were done dirty.
Wow.
Okay, what is this on the team meter? I've got to know. I gotta know right now.
Okay, I've done mine. Okay, everyone read out this.
Okay, clearly I have no heart, but I put a 4 because...
We're always so close though.
I'm always on the lowest spectrum, but the reason why I said 4 is because like I feel like you should have known your partner. Like you should have like done your due diligence and your checks, your credit checks nowadays. Come on, girl, like get your act together. Like make sure you're doing your checks on your peoples. Like don't be afraid to ask them. Do you have any loans? Like what is your savings account looking like? Like do these checks, girls. Like don't be shy. Like I think when you're in a committed relationship, you need to know that person's financials because once you're married, you're tied together and things are even more expensive then.
Also, the reason why I put 5, and it was because I empathise because she loved that person, A, and B, like when you're in that emotional chaos and you're like coded for it, like if you're in it for so long, like she's getting to the point where she's gonna marry him, right? Like you've been with him long enough. Sometimes you can't, like, you're just addicted to that chaos. And you just keep thinking that person can be better. They will be better after marriage. They'll be better once I have the kid. They'll be better by the time I die for my funeral.
But that's a loophole. That is a loophole because when you're used to that type of chaos, that chaos becomes your norm.
Yeah.
So if that's your norm, you don't know what peace is anymore, right?
And it's the bit that annoys me is this family didn't pay her back. Like, at least as the family have some, we talked about family shame, right? The shame you should have is that you left to go with all of that debt. Live there, like
I love that.
Either and as means, what does either and mean in English?
Like,
what is this?
What is this?
What is this?
Crazy.
No, because for me, when I heard that story, I was like, what did you just say?
What did you just say?
What did you just say? It's the last bit. It's where it says she paid for her own betrayal. Not paid her back.
Yeah.
For me, the reason I said 4.5, I said a 4 then 4.5. I'm like struggling between both because I sided with Gauchi in this. Like for me, like okay, this has happened, not right. Oh my God, you're like literally, you're not even just going through a heartbreak, but you're having to sit with whatever loan you have, and I don't think weddings are cheap.
Yeah, they're not.
But my point is,
it's probably like in the 30-40Ks.
do you understand?
Like,
and if it's 4 months before the wedding, from personal experience, I'm married, I know things become non-refundable less than 6 months.
Oh
so
my God.
I'm sitting here thinking, but I side with the fact that you would, when you're dating someone for 5 years, you would already know the red flags. You would already know who they are. So actually, the girl, because she already knows how they are, they could have had the strength to come around and be like, no.
Do you know what it is? It's when you're 5 years into that, there's a comfortability. There's like, oh, but if I was landing, it's the worry of like, who would I be outside of this? And you can't deal with that.
Not even just that. She probably doesn't remember who she was before the 5 years is a long time, guys.
Yeah, that's half a decade, mate. Like, that's just to put it into perspective. At that point, your life is so intertwined. And, I don't know.
Well, yeah, because it means starting from scratch and remembering who you are without this person in your life. And that, oh my God, that's
but
too much.
I think this is great because, you know, when we were speaking about it originally, we're like, is our generation too self-aware? Are we too, independent and focused?
Clearly not.
No, but I think this is a story of why you need to retain still that element of independence even when you're in a relationship. You need to build something for yourself. You need to have something for yourself. You need to ground yourself in something so that you're not just someone's wife, you're not just someone's husband, you know?
Oh no,
That's it. The title, Catch Flights, Not Broken Feelings.
Oh,
did you just say? What?
Catch Flights, Not Broken Feelings.
Ouch!
Okay, where are we going with this?
I dated a guy who's incredibly romantic. He was flying me out, planning itineraries, and talking about our future.
Sounds
and I
good.
genuinely thought I mattered. But what I didn't know was that he was flying out another girl in the same month. Okay? And had been in a whole other relationship for 6 months. 6 months, guys. Okay.
Whoa! Wait! What did you just say?
Wait.
Whilst texting, he still was telling me how much he missed me. And the wildest part wasn't the travel, it's how calm he was. It's how it was easy for him to live 2 separate lives while I was fully in it.
Bro, I can't even live my life and be a wife with one person, yet alone have 2 people.
How do you maintain?
How did you find that? I'm sorry, but how do you find
Tell me what this person was doing.
I need to know.
Okay. Like, where do we go with this?
I've got my
I've got my number.
I've got your number. I've got my number, guys.
I put thousands on this because, like, how do you even, like, I've got commitment issues just listening to this, like, let alone this poor girl who's going through this. Like, how did she even recover? Like,
Mental.
how do you even commit? Like, after this, that's it. Become a nun.
Yeah, your 1,000 on the 2 meter makes so much more sense. Because, like, for me, that's a straight up 5. Like, there's nothing hotter than this. Because for me, I'm listening to everything and I'm like, I don't see the problem. And she's like, oh, he flew her out. He's romantic. He built the itinerary. I was like,
I was going to say she got a free holiday.
Yeah.
Free holiday, free things. But you know what? I think she should have milked it.
Also said the wildest part, so this is what hurts me for the girl. She said the wild part wasn't the travel, it was how calm he was. So imagine the heartbreak or the feelings this girl.
Imagine if she went through with it. Like he would have had a kid here, kid there. France, Italy.
We got the human nation, guys.
Was she having kids all over the country?
My God, that is
dear
wild.
me.
I need another tea.
My tea's cold, but it's warmed up now.
Woo. Okay, so my next story. Cupid's cuff.
Ooh, interesting.
I don't know which way this is going, guys.
Okay.
So here it goes. I was in a relationship for 3 years and then I decided to break up with him because he wasn't driven or not right for me. Fair enough. He harassed me for 5 years and was outside everywhere I was. I had told his family to stop harassing me and he didn't stop. I had to get the police involved and get a lifelong restraining order for him to stop. He went to prison at least 3 times because he broke the restraining order several times. The worst part is he never truly stopped. Okay, this sounds like a crime novel right now. This is mad. He never truly stopped?
Again, I feel so heartless for this, but...
Yeah, I don't know how heartless I want to go. Such an odd number, but...
I break the scale.
So me and Lavi actually said 3.8.
Yeah, so far we've been trying to balance the scales between us and we got there.
And apparently for May, it's broken the scale.
You know what it is? It's like when I was reading this, I was thinking like, okay, you know sometimes when they harass you like after like a relationship ends and it's just a couple of days, I was like, but then it was like 5 years, okay, first of all. Then he was convicted.
That's a half a decade. What are we girls doing?
I don't understand. You know, I think there should be a database where you can just check whether someone has. Turns out there is the Claire's Law, which I'll tell you guys about. It's basically a woman died in 2014, and because of that, there is the law which allows you to go to the police, showing that like this person has caused you harm, and that's why you want to seek the records.
Okay.
So like if you see something that's red flag, you're like, this behavior isn't normal, go to the police, check if he's got a history, and then they will make sure that you have a safety plan. So you must make sure the police gives you a safety plan. It's on the system and you know what to do. You know how to look after yourself.
Stay safe,
This
girls.
is crazy because this is similar to the ones where, you know, when you go on a first date to a restaurant and someone's being weird, they have that code name that you say to the workers.
Yeah, Angela.
Angela, yes. I used to see that on the bathroom all the time. Like it says, are you in an unsafe date? Say Angela. And I was like,
I just, you know, like the thing that upsets me the most is like the police in the UK system. Like we've seen a lot of cases with women that have gone through things and they've not taken it seriously, and women have got to the point that they've died. And so like hearing this makes me so upset. Like I was like, it broke this girl because like, imagine like he's still breaking it after having a restraining order. What is the police doing? Because I don't understand.
Imagine what's going through his head. What? You know what? I bet the girl was thinking, you know, the barrier. Did I ever need this?
It makes me wonder, like if this is from the South Asian community, which I'm assuming it is, like this happens on a day-to-day basis. What the hell is causing all of this, like
you know what it is?
authority and like power over doing this to an individual?
You know, like you said, I do think it's a South Asian story. I'm not trying to put it into any class, but because of that, I rate it at 3.8. Because guys, I can't explain enough like how common this is in our actual society. But also films.
I was literally
Okay, so guys, let's talk about this, right? So how many Tamil movies can we name on our fingers where the guys would stalk the girl to the point they would fall in love, and we've got songs that represent it,
Also,
and they honor it, they make it look beautiful. That isn't love, guys.
They normalize too much women's violence. Like you see the way that the man like does it is he slaps the women. It's like,
And it's very normal.
yeah, it's
right?
normal. It's like it's considered, oh, that's okay. I just slapped her. Huh?
They, you know, it's very normal. And I see it with like A-lister actors as
And
well.
let me say that, you know, when you see like for men who's like, well, it's just a slap. If another man slapped you, how would your ego feel? It's like this idea that women shouldn't have any type of ego.
Like the model theory, like you know, we should be able to have a model relationship when we're looking at films and
Healthy
things like
love.
that. Healthy love, you know?
Yeah. Growing up, seeing all these A-listers where we see movies where like someone's on a bike, they're stalking you to fall in love with you. We see someone pick up a guitar and travel all the way to America to fall in love with someone. It looks cute at the time, guys, but if we're conditioned to watching this from a young age, growing up with it, then of course, when you're going into your own love life, that's what you think true love looks like. That for that guy, clearly, whatever it was, he was like, this is love for me.
I'm thinking from the guy's perspective as well, like he might have been, you know, that level attached to that person, but you know, like I said, true love like allows you to let go of that person, and if it is your person, like they will come back to you. You will be able to reunite or whatever. I believe in the, you know, the Chinese theory, the red string theory.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, and I was also gonna say that with men, the way they're conditioned, like it's okay if you pull a girl's hair, if you do this to her, she will show you attention, and it's like you shouldn't be teaching kids that. Like you shouldn't be teaching, because you see it a lot. Like you see it as like aggressiveness is seen as like, oh, he likes you, but it's not.
Cutesy,
It's not.
right?
It's really not.
Wow, this is getting heavy. I feel like I'm gonna have commitment issues
I
by
think
the end
I'm
of
going
it.
to do one more story, guys. This is too much for me. This is,
If I'm fully me, okay, that's the title. I struggle with commitment because it means being fully seen, and I'm scared that if I show who I really am, he'll leave. I'm such a people pleaser that being authentic feels risky, so sometimes it feels safer to stay guarded than risk being rejected. Trauma is real, guys. Trauma is actually real. So on the T meter, I think it's a 3.4.
I think it's 3.8.
I said it was a 4.
Like, this is a common thing that everyone struggles with because, like I said, there's always a good side and a bad side for everyone. Like the Chinese people say that there's 3 sides of people. to be able to love and be in a committed relationship, however that looks like for you, like you need to be able to show them all their versions. And sometimes that can be scary for the other person because they don't know how to deal with XYZ. So yeah, I've kind of put it a little bit higher. But having heard all the previous stories, it seems a bit lower now, you know?
I think commitment is scary, but the best way I can explain it is how deep is the ocean? Like, you just keep going further and further. And like, there's a point that it's like when you realize, when you're hyper aware that you've got to this level with someone, it can really like shock you because you're like, this person might not want to be on the same level as me. But I want to remind you guys, if you have friends, if you have family, if you have like people that love you, they've seen those parts of you as well, and they're still around you. And the fact that someone, you know, might leave you because of that, you should be glad because you're like, well, that wasn't the right person for me because they couldn't accept that. Like,
It's a win-win situation.
Yeah. And that's just the honest truth. It will hurt a lot because obviously you've invested, but think about like what you've learned along the way, and it will help. Like you said, your core values. You don't just have core values as soon as you start dating. It happens as you meet people and you build that. You'll realize what I thought at 21 is not what I think now at 28.
Yeah.
That's really important
because
to remember.
every single experience that you have shapes you to the person you are. And if you are the same person, then you're a sociopath or something. There's something wrong with you.
Makes sense, because I put a 4, but I think because I was being slightly biased, because I can actually really relate to this. And I have, like me personally, I've struggled with this. Like, being able to date someone seems really nice for like 6 months, a year, 2 years, but then you do get to a point where they have to see you completely. And that includes every side. And like I mentioned this earlier, like seeing the ugly sides of you. Seeing
What does Mr. LAVI have to deal with then?
Like, they have to see what makes you upset. They have to see what you're angry about. They have to see all the mistakes you've made before. Because I truly believe in when someone knows, like, they can see me now and be like, oh my gosh, she's fantastic. But they need to know what brought me to this position. And it's not always going to be
and they're not always going to be understanding, you know?
Exactly.
They might be like, well,
that's a deal breaker.
That way?
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, they judge you and be like, why did you react that way in the first place? But for me, the way I see it is because I've done that and I've fallen down and I've rebuilt myself, that's why I am who I am right now. I feel like if I never went through those experiences, okay, I would have been a normal person, but I wouldn't be the type of person I am now.
What do you think are core values?
I think it's like different to each individual. Like for example, like for me, like I would want a very driven person just because I'm on that type of level. But for each person, that's different. Like you are your own person. You have your own universe. Like that's gonna look so different to one another.
Everyone,
Like I can't like instill a value upon you. Like if we don't agree, that's absolutely okay. But like make sure when you're looking for a commitment that other person is okay with your values.
For me, like that respect and trust. That is baseline. That's baseline. That's not non-negotiable. Like you can't negotiate that. That is a baseline. But on top of that, compatibility. And it's like what Kaushi said. Compatibility means it doesn't matter like, oh, it's love, he gives me butterflies and this and that. No. Are you compatible? Do your goals meet? Do they align? Does your characters match? For me, I didn't want someone who was like me. I needed someone polar opposite. I want someone who flies high. I need someone to bring me down and calm me down and be the ocean. Whereas for me, my partner right now, he's the polar opposite to me. You would look at him and be like, what on earth? He's quiet, he's introverted, he's to himself. But then I bring him out of a shell and he grounds me. So for me, that works for me.
Sometimes you get butterflies because you're nervous, because you're like, oh, what if? But sometimes butterfly feeling can also be like you're trying to please someone. You're trying to form yourself into a version of you so that you meet them, so that because you believe that if I transform myself, they will give me love. But here's the thing, you are deserving of love. You will find that love in any aspect, whether it be God, career, jobs, friendships. There will be a version of love thing.
That's funny you say that, because you know what? I read somewhere, girls, and this is like a fact. You know when people say they get butterflies in their body and they always associate it with, oh, I found true love, it's magical.
The opposite.
It's the opposite. They say that's your body giving you alarm signal saying, it's a big red no.
I've had that feeling before, and if I'm honest, when I realized the first issue that I had was throughout that first 2 months was I was trying to be someone I wasn't. And I was like, if I form myself in this way, he will like me more. And in the end, lovely guy was like, no, I just want you to be yourself. And you get
Love should feel like peace, guys. It really shouldn't be butterflies. You don't want like cocoons in your stomach breaking open. What you want to feel is at peace.
Yeah, there will be resistance
nice.
with love when you argue, but it shouldn't be like that consistently. That just shows that you're incompatible.
I'm going to end it on one more point, this particular segment. Like, I think it comes down to like, you have to completely and truly be yourself as a person, because no one is you, and that is your superpower, right?
Wow.
But at the end of the day, like, you should be able to unconditionally love that person if you're committed to them. So I think it comes down to being yourself and being able to accept the other person for who they are.
That's the $1 million question. Can people accept people for who they truly are?
I hope so, because I'm a hopeless romantic, I would say. So if that doesn't happen, I'll be like coming back again to be reborn.
We're on to our final segment. So this segment is called Destroy the Fairy Tale.
Ooh.
So over here, what I'm going to be doing is introducing Mythbusters. So each host is going to get around one statement to debunk or prove correctly within 30 seconds. Are you guys ready?
Is 30 seconds enough time though? 1 minute maybe.
Okay, fine. We'll give you a minute then. The statement for May.
Yeah.
Commitment means losing your freedom.
Commitment doesn't always have to feel like that, but I understand why people feel like that. Because there is a fear, there is a loss, but I debunk it by saying that like there is a lot of depth. You have to choose one person. You can't keep having so many options. It's just distraction. Like you think you're having options, but you just keep jumping. And that's like an idea of like you feeling like you have freedom, but you don't. If you commit to one choice, you get to know that one choice, then you'll know. It's like, would you go and pick 100 career paths? No, you wouldn't. You zone in on one thing. If it doesn't work out, you back out and you go on the next.
Hey.
You know?
Treat it like your job then.
So this one is for Gaushi.
Okay.
Ooh.
Commitment kills passion and spontaneity.
Feels passion and being spontaneous.
So there's actually the triangular theory of love, which basically means that there's 3 parts to love, which is passion, intimacy, and commitment. So having commitment only stabilizes your relationship. So I feel like you need commitment in order to survive and have a fulfilling life. So the earlier stages of like dating, you're a bit more happier, like you're showing like one side of your face. So as you like develop into the next stages, you need to like be able to balance that. You need to understand that it's going to dip after some time. So that's why you have to keep your relationship a bit more exciting and do like one new hobby together once a month to keep your dating life a bit more, exciting. Maybe, throw in some sexy games in the bedroom too, to make sure that you can stay committed. Oh, she told me not to talk about this, but what is commitment without intimacy? You know what I mean?
100%. This is another podcast.
Yeah, that is another podcast. And the most important thing that I'll keep, rambling on about is, in order for you to be committed, is always prioritize your own self-growth. So like self-expansion theory basically means that you can essentially like grow as an individual and keep yourself excited rather than becoming like one whole individual. Because what I've seen in other relationships is that they become the same person and it becomes very dry and boring.
But I think that's bound to happen, isn't it? Because you pick up on each other's cues.
So that's what I'm saying. Don't do that. Like, keep your separate thing, like LAVI does. Have your own separate friends, like have your own solo holidays and all of that. But I think my minute is up, so I'm going to stop rambling here.
That's a big one. I will do another podcast on how I keep my marriage alive.
Commitment is only for people who want kids.
Oh, I love this one. Okay, hey, I'm going to debunk this for you right now. So I'm not just saying this for personal reasons, but I was actually looking into stats into this recently because a lot of people had asked me about this and they said, oh, come on, like because you're committed, you have to have kids and that's why you commit. And I was like, actually, no. So 65% of married couples, irrespective of where you come from, and by couples, I'm talking about men and women, women and women, men and men. So 65% of married couples do not think about having children in the first decade of their marriage or after they're 45 because they want to get to know their partner better and stay in a stabilized relationship. 65%. Here's another flip stats. People who have had children within the first 5 years of getting married, when they have been posed the question of, would you, if you had the choice of not having children for a while, would you have? They said yes, of course, because it would have made it financially stable and we would have had a better relationship within the couple.
Do you think? I think financial aspect does play a role a lot
Because it takes up to £1 million to like
Raise one child.
raise one child up until the age of 18.
Exactly.
So, like, I completely agree with you. You know,
we
It's
need
so
to give
good.
our parents some grace.
For me, as soon as I read that, I was like, wow. And for me, this doesn't mean that I don't want children, but I also do know that I'm going to value certain things before having children. And a lot of the time, what I've met with people is they will have children in a certain amount of years because their main concern is time is running out. But I work on the notion that we aren't promised a tomorrow. So I'm not going to sit there and be like, I need to have a child now because time is running out. We've got technology. With our age, people would say, oh, once you're past 30, you can't have kids. We've got people out there who are like 45 and having a child.
But also, like, the other thing is like, you want to live your life. You don't want to push it onto other kids. Like, you see all those kids that have to end up taking on their parents' dreams. And it's like, if you're the parent, think about fulfilling yourself. Our parents couldn't do it in our generation as immigrant kids. But what we can take forward from that is, let's do the things that we were given the chance. We've got the opportunities now. And make sure that the next generation doesn't have those worries.
Exactly.
And if you don't want to have kids, still, that's fine.
That's totally okay. And I always told people, like, when I was wanting to get married, me and my partner both said, like, we definitely want a partner who wants to have children. But once we got together and we started enjoying each other's company and the way we're living, we said, you know what? If there was a lifeline where we don't have children, I think we're okay. And I always say this to people, like, I would love to try for a child at a point when I feel like I've kind of fulfilled things I want to do for myself and I've got space to give for them. Because I feel like the more I love myself, the more I'm happy with myself, I'm sure I'm going to be a lovely mum. But I also tell people that when I do choose to have a child at that time, I'm going to make sure that it's around a point where I've taken care of myself, I can give time to them, and I do not feel like they're taking away my life. I know a lot of friends are like, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. And I think the energy always seeps into kids.
Yeah, 100%.
Kids are so receptive.
Yeah, and I think, like, ultimately, like, the one thing I wanted to say after listening to this is, like, the outside external environmental factors, like, a lot of people would probably be putting a lot of pressure on you
100%.
and that's not fair. Like I said, like, everyone's own universe is their own universe. Let people do what they want to do. If they want to have kids, they want to have kids. Don't, like, it's not your birthright to ask other people, like, when is this happening?
Oh my
When is
God.
that happening? Because
So true.
it's not fair.
What it is for me, I never ask newly married couples, like, when are you having children? Because one, it could be a situation where they can't even have one or something. So I'm very sensitive to that topic towards other people. For me, I don't mind people asking me, but when people are like, oh, your parents are getting old, you should give them a grandchild soon. I'm like, so what? That's a reason for me to go through pregnancy and give birth to a whole new soul into this earth because someone is aging? I was like, no, I'm going to bring them in, but I know I can provide for them. I don't want to do this thing where I've just chucked them to the grandparents and I'm not their mum. I would be so sad.
That's really
And I tell people
saddening.
no. And like, people then ask me, they're like, okay, you're getting old. I'm going to be turning 33 this year. And they'd be like, what if you can't have a child? And the thing is, I've spoken about it with my partner. I said, we're going to try for a child. We'll have one. For any reason, if I can't have one or I can't have one past one, you know what? We both said we would love to adopt because the way I see love.
I've said this.
I said, me being a mother has nothing to do with being in my bloodline. I think I can give unconditional love to a child, whether you're born through me or from somewhere else. Because I will still, to take someone as your child, and I think maybe this is a tutor inside me, you don't need to be born from me. And I always tell parents, even though a child is born, when a child is born, they're born through you, not from you.
Yeah.
So they have
exactly.
their own life purpose. They're born through you, you're there to protect them and raise them, but you don't own them.
And guide them, and you're not
Thank
going
you.
to force them down a path. You have to sit there and be the third person and be like,
Absolutely. You're the passenger in their car ride.
Exactly.
You're just going to tell them what to do, but they be ultimately driving their life, right?
And there's a lot of kids that actually need to be, like, fostered and then taken into, you know, homes.
Absolutely. Yeah, I always said that. So yeah, I don't think commitment means you're ready to have kids or you have to have kids. Definitely no. And whether you want kids or not, that's entirely up to the actual couple themselves and the individual.
Don't wait for perfection because you will not achieve it.
Yeah, it won't. And I always tell people, I'm not waiting for me to be perfect. But I know there'll be a point when I turn around and I'm like, this is the right time to have a kid. And I know I'm going to have that kid and look at them. I'm not going to look at them and be like, oh, you stopped your mum from doing this. No. I want to be able to go to my kid and be like, you know what? I did this before you. I'm happy with
I want to set the bar so they can achieve higher. They can look up to it and be like, you know what, you did that at your age. I want to do
absolutely.
more.
Yeah.
So no.
I think that comes to a natural end. I know we've been waffling on for quite some time, but like to summarize, like why is everyone scared of commitment and what is your 2 pence towards this?
There's a fear and a trust issue and we have too many options.
For me, why everyone's scared to commit to someone in this day and age, I just feel like it all comes down to your insecurities, what you've gone through, and everyone's life experience is different. Regardless of that, I just think while you're healing, while you're growing, before you start looking for commitment in someone else, start looking into yourself. I feel like the moment you work on yourself...
Can we you need to
Do you commit to yourself? That is
exactly. Commit to yourself before you commit to someone else.
That means attending the gym. That means showing up for your family, friends. Be there for your friends. Do you show up? Do you meet with them regularly? I see a lot of people struggling to meet their friends like on just a monthly basis.
Still attacked. Yeah. I'm like, okay, mate, all right.
Meet your mom,
Don't worry.
What do you say, Gabby?
So I think obviously like it just comes down to there's a lot of like healing that needs to happen before you look for commitment. So go to therapy and heal yourself first. But like I said, like commitment shouldn't be scary at all. Like love is the only constant in the world, and I completely and truly believe that. I'm a hopeless romantic, and I would like to hope that commitment can occur and you can find an unconditional love. So like, don't be afraid, guys. Like, you know,
commitment should be exciting.
Yeah, it should be exciting.
Oh my God,
yes.
You know? Commitment isn't restrictive. You're not losing your freedom. You're exploring a whole new path and chapter.
Well, that's it.
That brings us to an end. I hope you guys have enjoyed our first episode.
Subscribe and like.
And make sure you share our posts as well and follow us on all of our social media channels.
Yes, and we will get back to you soon about our next podcast. And we will be asking you for what the next topic should be.
Oh, what do you think it could be?
We're going to let you choose.
We're going to let you choose. Fair enough. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's Gaushi.
Mate.
It's LAVI.
Let's go.
Signing out from What Did You Say?